Hello everyone. In this video we will create two smart contracts, and one smart contract will mint NFTs and the other smart contract will transfer NFTs. So in a simple way, if you create an NFT, if you want to create an NFT, you will need to create the smart contract for it. And then if you want to transfer that NFT to your friend, for example, this is your Metamask account, but if you want to transfer it to another friend, then you can again still use the same smart contract to make that transfer. But of course this is not practical because NFTs, people are minting NFTs to sell it, and they are selling it on exchanges which are called NFT marketplaces. So these NFT marketplaces, they are not the same contract which you are minting NFTs, they are a different contract. So this is a simple way to show you the diagram. You can do this, you can mint NFTs and then you can send it to your friend by again using the same contract, because this contract, apart from minting NFTs, it's also following the transfer standard and all the other standard, transfer, burn, and all the other standards of ERC721. That's why you are able to transfer it to your friend. But again, this is not practical. The practical way is this. You will create the NFT, you will mint it, and then you will use another smart contract. This is exchange. Imagine that this contract here, it's Opensea, and this is your personal NFT smart contract. So once you create your NFT, you will authorize this Opensea, or this Opensea smart contract. In this case, it's going to be a simple smart contract that we will create together. But you can think it like Opensea, okay? So you will authorize this to make transfer on your behalf to any other person. And of course, if you do it in this way, it will be much more convenient because you will be able to show your NFTs on this marketplace like any other hundreds of thousands of NFTs, maybe even millions of NFTs. It's a huge marketplace. So you are showing your NFTs there, and whoever is interested in this NFT can instantly purchase it without without asking you anything. Can instantly purchase it. And how this will happen, because this exchange or NFT marketplace smart contract, it will be authorized by you to do this transaction. So we will create this diagram, okay? But of course it will be very simple so that we can understand the diagram. And for this purpose, we will create an NFT minting contract and also another exchange smart contract or NFT marketplace smart contract. So to do that, the first thing is create two empty folders. They can be totally empty. Name one of them as exchange and the other one as minting, because we want to separate the logic between these two smart contracts. And then I will upload this to GitHub, and please open this. You will see this file in GitHub. Just download it or access it on GitHub and open it here and install dependencies. It's very simple step actually. Just make sure you have done these 3 steps, 1, 2, 3 for each contract, and then you are done. Once you have done that, we can now move on. We will be now, let me show you. And once you have done that, you will have your project like this. It will be ready like this. And what you need to do now is, first we will create our minting contract. For that reason, you will need to open this folder in VS Code. Okay, so now as you can see my minting contract, because first we will finish minting contract, that's why I open it in VS Code. So you should also do the same. Open it in VS Code and you will have a boilerplate like this, but of course we will adapt this boilerplate to our needs. And we don't need lock. It's a boilerplate contract, and we don't need its test file as well. Yeah, and the first thing is to create our minting contract. How we can do that? We can do it like line by line together, but it will be a very long video. So there is an easier way. You go to Openzeppelin Wizard. It's called Openzeppelin Wizard, and here you will have some boilerplate contract code, which is following the standards, and which you should do actually, because everything in Ethereum blockchain system is about standards. So you should also follow the standards. Openzeppelin is signing. Yeah. So now instead of ERC20, click on ERC721. Name it. I will name it Nusaybin. It's a city in my hometown. And NSBN. I mean, you can name it anything else. And here it should be maintainable, auto increment, and URI storage, burnable. Okay, that's enough. Now copy this. You see, it's so convenient. Our NFT minting smart contract is already ready, but I will explain it to you. But of course, first I need to create the contract file and paste it. That's it, nothing else. And maybe we can change this solidity version. Instead of like that, we can say 0. bigger or equal to 0.8.1. I have downgrade. I mean, like I used a lower version. Instead of 4, I used 1. And instead of MIT, it's just some simple changes. GPL 3.0. I mean, I prefer 3.0 GPL. General public license. And apart from that, everything is fine, I mean, this is keeping track of each NFT that we are minting, because each NFT that we are minting, they must have one URI. What is URI? Let me show you here. And you can ignore this part actually. Let me see if I can, because these two functions, they are overrides which are required by Solidity, so you can ignore them. Okay, these two functions, you don't need to pay any attention to them. The important thing is this function. So each NFT will need to have a URI. What is URI? URI is a link that is provided by IPFS. IPFS, what is IPFS? IPFS is a system that you are hosting your images. What is an image? An image, of course, is at the end what you want to create an NFT on it, because an NFT is just a piece of code. So you are attaching an NFT code to an image, so that as a whole they are becoming an NFT token. And so this URI is a pointer to that image, which is provided by IPFS, because we will put our images to IPFS. IPFS will host our images. And I told you that this is keeping track of the NFTs that we are minting when we are calling this SafeMint function, when we are giving it a URI, and this address too is the address that we want to send the NFT. Okay, so when we are calling this function, the function will mint NFT, will attach it to this URI, and will also give an ID number to that NFT. Right now, the ID number is 0. I mean, this variable is actually this token ID counter underscore token ID counter. It's keeping track of the number, and now it's 0. Currently, it's 0. So the first NFT that we will mint will have the token ID of 0. And that's it. But we will need one more function. Actually, I mean, this contract can be enriched with a ton of other things. I mean, like, this is like the boilerplate. For example, you can say, I don't know, you can say Boolean is minting enabled. What this means is that, imagine that you have this contract and somehow a hacker is attacking your contract. So in this case, you can prevent people from further exploiting your contract by creating some variables here, and then you will attach these variables to this function which require functions, let's say. But for now, I will just delete this so that it will not confuse you. But you should know that this is just a boilerplate, a very basic working example of an NFT contract. So And I told you that if we leave it like that, it will work. It will mint our NFTs and it will be done. But in this state, this contract corresponds to this. I mean, it corresponds to this. We need to create another function so that this contract, exchange contract, can act on our behalf to transfer NFTs. So to make this possible, I will now close this, okay? To make this possible, I need to create another function, and this function we will say approve exchange. And by the way, I mean here the name is SafeMint, but you can name it something more, you know, so that if I mean you should understand that this SafeMint and this SafeMint, they are not the same. This SafeMint is a function of this contract, and this SafeMint is an internal function of this contract, ERC721. So if you want to differentiate their name, so you can say function SafeMint, my SafeMint, I don't know. Yeah, so that you will understand the difference between these two. And here also I will say function my approve. Okay, so that it can be more clear. But of course, in if you work in a company, of course it should be named like that. But for now, just to make it more clear and more different than each other. So function my approve, it will approve what? It will approve another contract to make transfers of certain NFTs. So I will need, for that reason, I need the address of the exchange. Exchange is a naming, you can name it anything else, but I mean exchange, you can name it exchange or NFT Marketplace, doesn't matter. And uint NFT ID, or maybe I should make it like that, NFT ID. And this is going to be the ID number of the NFT that we will authorize this NFT marketplace so that it can make transfers of this NFT to another wallet. I know it sounds a bit complicated, but you will understand it's not this much complicated. So public, and here it's actually very simple, approve. Now we are calling the function of this ERC721. Approve is a public function of ERC721. SafeMint is an internal function of ERC721. From our perspective, I mean, like, both of them will work. Let me show you but one thing. Yeah, here I have made this page ready so that you can see it. SafeMint, I guess, yeah, we are calling this. So this SafeMint is an internal function, and this approve is a public function. Where is it? Let me show you one more time. It is provided by ERC721. If I only can see it, you know. I guess I cannot see it. So whatever, but it's down here. Yeah, I guess it's here. Yeah, it's here. So approve, as you can see, the token ID, address 2, and it says it's public. Yeah, it's public. And where is the other one? Safe transfer, SafeMint, sorry. Yeah, it's here. SafeMint is internal. So these are functions of ERC721 contract. How we can call them? Because we inherit them here with import statement. Okay, let's now make it shorter. So approve what? Approve NFT marketplace address to transfer this NFT ID NFT. And that's it, you know, nothing more. This is done actually. We can now close this. And now let's go to script. Delete everything here. And just follow the same logic, you know. Lock refer to that contract which was inside the contracts folder. So instead of saying lock, we will say Nusibin, because that's how our file and folder is being called. And now let's just follow the same logic. Deploy should be empty because we don't have any constructor arguments, and again the log. But here pay attention, the naming changed from capital log to small letter log, so we will just follow the same logic. And here deploy it. You know, it's too long, we don't need any part of this. Nusibin contract is deployed to, instead of log address, again the small letter Nusibin address. But you know, this is an ugly console log. In my opinion, console logs, they should be on one line, not on multiple lines. So yeah, now it looks better. Maybe like this, it's even better. Now it's handsome and nice. We finished with deploy.js. And what else? Hardhat config.js. So you just need to, I have prepared it here, you just need to copy this, all those lines, and paste it, and that's it. And of course, now everything is finished. I mean, like half is finished. Now you need to create, not here, you need to create a .env file. .env file will host the private key of our Metamask account and also provider URL, which will be provided by a node service provider. And you know, maybe we can also exchange address. I mean, after we deploy, not exchange, minter, let's say minting contract. I cannot somehow, you know, sorry. Sometimes it's difficult to make small changes. So minter address, oops. So yeah, so the private key, maybe I can also add the exchange address. Yeah, so the private key is the private key of our Metamask account. Now I'll try to make things a bit faster. So go to your Metamask account, and as you can see, I'm on the Mumbai testnet. I'm using one of my test accounts, and we need the private key of this Metamask account. Just click on account details, export private key. So I am showing you my private key because this is my test account. But normally you shouldn't show your private key to anybody. And provider URL, you can get the provider URL. We are finished with the Metamask now. Where is the Alchemy? Alchemy is here. You need to have an account on Alchemy. Oops. So you can log in with your Gmail. Just wait for a second. As you can see, I mean, like, you can create an app. So let's create an app. What was the name of our project? NFT, let's say, not Ethereum, Polygon and Mumbai. You have reached maximum number of apps. Okay, so I will use this one. As you can see, this is also Polygon Mumbai, just view key. But you can create a Polygon Mumbai app here, and then click on this view key and copy the HTTPS link here and paste it here. And it's done. For now, it's finished here. And I guess we are done with this. So yeah, as you can see, my Metamask account, let me show it to you. It already has some testmatic. These are testmatics, it's not real matics. If you don't have testmatics, you can get it from Mumbai Fosat. Again, you will need to sign in with your Alchemy account, or there are some alternatives, but you can get some Mumbai test tokens from any of those websites. And I will close this also. And it's done. I guess now we are ready to deploy our minting contract. So npx hardhat compile. Let's wait. Compiled successfully. One more time I will check if everything is fine. I guess so. And yeah, now npx hardhat run and scripts and deploy JS. And after deploying many contracts, you will memorize these command lines. And I'm saying Matic. Why I'm saying Matic? Because here I have named network name as Matic. If you name it Mumbai here, then you also need to call it as Mumbai here. So now, after writing our command, we can press enter and wait for like 10 seconds, and it should be done. And then we will upload an image to IPFS, and then we will try to mint it, and then we will also try to see it on Opensea testnet. I mean, to see that if we are really successful. So now wait, successful. Nusaybin is deployed to this address. Congratulations. So now let's copy it and paste it here. Minter address. It's this one. These two is optional. I mean, I will copy the contract addresses here so that if I need them, I can easily copy them from here. But these are obligatory. I mean, you must use the same namings as I use, and you must even use the same, like those template literals. I mean, don't use codes here. Use template literals, okay? So now this is finished. What we do now? Now we go to IPFS Desktop. I have IPFS Desktop application installed on my computer, so I will open that desktop application, and then I will create a I will upload this image, and I will also create a JSON file pointing this image. It will be metadata file. What's wrong? Just wait. I mean, you will see this error thing, and as you can see, you will see that I will have many files on IPFS, but no worries. And maybe in the meantime I can create a JSON file, you know. Let's say youtube.json, and this JSON file, it will host our image. Let me see. Yeah. So first, maybe these are my previous images and files that I have uploaded to IPFS. So click on import file, exercise test. Where is it now? Now I am lost. I guess it should be somewhere here. There are so many things, you know. It's this one, yeah. So it's this YouTube image. Let's upload it. It's done. Where is our YouTube image? It's here. And now I need to also, maybe I can just copy paste it, you know. No need to write everything. These are standards, you know, Opensea standards, okay? The important thing is that you need to follow the standard JSON file of Opensea. You can check it on Opensea website, okay? You need to use attributes word, you need to use image word, you need to use description. So these are the basic standards. And image name, maybe I will just say YouTube. An IPFS link, we will get it now. And the description is YouTube test image. This can stay, you know, I mean, it's irrelevant, it can stay. And now we need to get this image link from IPFS. Where is our image? It's here, YouTube PNG. Click on these three dots, copy CID, and then go back to your image line say IPFS dash dash, paste it, and that's it. IPFS dash dash, and yeah. So now, as we have finished the YouTube JSON file, we need to also upload this to IPFS, and then we will be finished with IPFS. Where is it? It's here, I guess. Yeah, it's here, YouTube. And then when we mint our token, we will use the URI of JSON file, not a PNG file, okay? Because the JSON file will point to PNG. And now, maybe now we can just leave IPFS like this and go back to our code editor. Nothing to correct here. And where is it? Here. Let's copy this contract address that we have just deployed and go to Mumbai Polygonscan.com, paste it here and search it. There is it. Here is our contract. But as you can see, this contract is not verified yet. We need to verify it so that we will have an interface that we can interact with the contract here. So how to verify it? Go to miscellaneous, verify contract. First line is contract address, second line is solid single file. Compiler version we use 0.8.1. License type we use GPL version 3. And license type is this. Let me show you. I mean, I know that you know those things, but I'm still showing you. GPL 3.0. As you can see, GPL version 3. So let's say continue. And here we need to enter the smart contract code. How we will enter that? Of course, you shouldn't immediately grab all this and copy, because we will need to grab all the contract code, including the inherited contracts. So how we can do that? It's again simple. MDX Hardhat flatten, this is a command, and you must use this caret sign. Sorry, there's not caret sign actually, but you must use this symbol, okay? And then give the name to your file. So standard is flattened.sol, but you can change this name to any other thing, but this is the standard. So we are creating a file, this flattened.sol. It will be a single file that will contain all the codes of our contract and also of the inherited contracts. So press enter, and it should take only a few seconds. It's done. Now let's go to code editor. You see here, you will see that it's a huge contract, one single file, huge contract. So the thing is, there are so many SPDX license identifier here. Just copy and delete all of them. How we can delete them? Control find and click on this. All of them are deleted. So now let's check if I have any more left, because if you don't delete them, it will give error. So I will just delete them. Delete this one as well. So no SPDX license identifier line is left, but of course I need to put only one. Why it would give error if I didn't delete them? It would give error because there was many of them here. I think this bug, you can think this as a bug, and maybe in future versions of Hardhat this can be fixed. But for now, you need to do it manually. Delete all of them and just put one SPDX license identifier, which is the identifier that you were using here, that you saved here. So it's finished now. Now we can grab all of these, copy it, and paste it here. Now it's our huge contract is inside this text area. Nothing to leave here. I am not a robot. Verify and publish. Let me see how long it's been taking. Well, it's already 29 minutes. I'll try to make it faster, you know. So the good thing is it has been successfully generated. 8-byte ABL contract address. So now let's go to our contract address. You see our contract has a green tick now. It means that we can interact with it. We can skip read contract. Just go to write contract. We don't need a proof. Yeah, you see, now I can see my approve is the function that I have entered on the contract, but we will not use it now. First we will use the safe mint. So I need an address that I will send the NFT to. It means I would like to send the NFT to, again, my address, you know, why not? And URI. So the URI is this YouTube JSON. Go to YouTube JSON, click on three dots, copy CID and IPFS, and that's it. Click on write. Of course, I didn't connect to Web3, so let's connect to my Metamask. That's okay. Now I connected to my Metamask, and if I say write, it will prompt Metamask. Let's wait. Let's wait. It says unknown processing. Why unknown processing? Okay, it's still not much. Let's confirm it. And you can again open your Metamask to see the status. It says contract interaction. It's done. It's already done. So the thing is, now copy the contract address again. Go to your Metamask. Go to your assets. And as you can see, these are all test tokens that I have created. Click on import tokens, paste the NFT minting contract address, and as you can see, it's already saying NSPN. You just as token decimal unit enter 0 and add custom token. Yes, it means that our Metamask account now it has one NFT, which is this one. Yeah, it is successful until now. So now what is left is, let's see if Opensea will display our NFT. Sometimes after minting NFT, if you go to Opensea, you will not see your NFT immediately, because I think it's something to do with IPFS. But let's see, you know, maybe this time we will be able to see it immediately. Yeah, it's here. YouTube. You see, YouTube Musaibin. This is the NFT that we just created, and if I click on sell, it means that it will be put on sale. And yeah, so congratulations, this is our NFT. So now we can move on the second part, and I will close now the things that we will not need. Imagine that your friend has said that, well, your NFT is very nice, can you send me your NFT? How you will do that? And we are finished with Opensea also, you know, we are not going to be using it again. So the thing is, let's say that your friend is also using Metamask. You cannot click on Metamask, you cannot go to your NFT, and you cannot send it. It's not permitted. NFTs you cannot send from Metamask to Metamask, you cannot send it. So what you can do is actually easy. You will create another contract that will act like an exchange, or I mean, you can use this actually. Let me show you. You can use this interface of the minting contract, but it will work. It will definitely work. Safe transfer from, I mean, this will work. But normally, as we have talked, normally practically, people are using exchanges or NFT marketplaces. So our target, our aim is also to create something similar with the very basic minimum functionality. That's the main purpose of this exercise at the end. So that's why we will create our second contract, contract, which is going to be the exchange contract. So now let's copy this name, and here CMD line, but CMD is already open, I guess. Maybe we can close this now. We have nothing to do with it. Yeah, it's here, exchange contract CMD. So let's clear up the console first. Go one step back. Let's say code and the folder name, so that it will open the project in VS Code, and then go back inside the contract. clear up the console, make it ready, and that's it. And then here, yeah, we have Sol again. Okay, for now I will just leave it here. I will delete this Sol, but I guess if I now try to delete it, it will not work because the computer is slow. So now let's say exchange.sol. This is going to be our exchange contract. As you can see, it's very slow. So it created exchange.sol. Let's be a bit faster. SPTX license identifier GPL 3.0 fragment solidity is again, I'm going to be using the same 0.8.1 contract exchange. So our bare minimum contract is ready. So here the thing is, I mean, for any kind of contracts that we are creating on Solidity, I mean, for Ethereum ecosystem, we must follow these standards. And there is a standard to transfer NFT, and this standard is a function, and this function is defined by Ethereum, let's say, or I think it's defined by Ethereum, yeah. So this, how we can use this standard, we can use an interface. We can say E interfaces, interface naming, they should start with the capital E, ERC721. And here, function transfer, save transfer from, and function save transfer from. Let's see, because this should be, I mean, we are using interface, and where is it now? Let me see. It should be here, you know. Let's find it. Save transfer from. Yeah, it's here. It's a function that is required interface of ERC721 compliant contract. So if you want to comply with the ERC721, we must follow the same standard. That's why we will just grab this and paste it here. But of course we shouldn't say from, we need to say address from, and also address to, and also uint token ID. Now you remember, I mean, when we mint our NFT, okay, I will not confuse you, that's not important. External. So this is the standard function that we can transfer, that this exchange contract will transfer our NFT to another Metamask account. Okay, so I can create something more. I mean, I can create uint transfer price, and I can just give it a price, let's say, and then I will use a function that will allow only owner to change this price. And then what's the point of using this price then? Because when I like go to transfer, when anybody calls this function, because at the end the exchanges, they work with commission. I mean, whatever transaction you are doing on exchanges, you are paying a commission to the smart contract that is making that transaction possible. So in this case, it's this exchange contract. Of course, you know, we will need to use this transfer price, and so that we can use some required statements, but it's not the purpose of this exercise, so I will leave it here. But you need to know that you can charge people for calling this function, and you should charge people, because that's the point of creating this exchange. So function transfer NFT, and you know, it's again, let's say my transfer. Let's follow the same logic. So my transfer is address NFT contract address to, and uint token ID. The same names, more or less. And external payable. So this is the standard. I mean, why it's payable? Because I told you the logic that we need. I mean, normally you should charge people for calling this function. You shouldn't do it for free. And yeah, so now we can say ERC721 NFT contract address. So this is gonna be the contract address that is minting NFTs. So in this case, it's gonna be, where is it? Okay, whatever. But it's gonna be, yeah, the contract address that we have minted NFTs. And then save transfer from. And then we need to give some parameters to it. So address from obviously is the person who is calling this function, because this person wants to send the NFT that he has, message sender, or she has. And 2 is again the parameter here, 2, and token ID is the token ID there. So that's it, you know, that's it, nothing else. It's easy, isn't it? So let's now, and also from test file, let's delete. And here in the scripts, you know, the same logic, just delete these 4 lines. And instead of log, let's say exchange, delete these lines here, and again exchange, but with a small letter, exchange, and delete all these lines. And here say exchange is deployed to here, and that's it. We finished with deploy.js, we finished with contract. So Hardhat config.js, the same, copy all of it and paste it. And of course we need to create a .env file. So how we can do that? I mean, we don't need to rediscover everything. We can just go here, copy this, go back and paste it here, because it's the same thing, you know? The same Metamask account, the same node service provider URL. It's everything the same. And now I guess we are good to go. Let's save it. And now first, I mean, you see, this is actually, although it looks simple, it's a functionality of NFT marketplaces, like exchanges, NFT marketplaces. So imagine that you are creating whatever you are adding up on this, it will become better, of course, but like, this is the logic on how to create or how to put the first stone for your NFT marketplace that you will create in future. So let's close this. What I was going to do, yeah, now here, make sure that you are inside your exchange contract, npx hardhat compile. Let me see how long it's been. Cannot see the time. Oh, 43 minutes. So yeah, I'll try to make it faster. So npx hardhat run script deploy js -- network matic. So just one more second, you know, I just want to be sure if everything is fine, because generally this is not a step that I can return, that you can return back and fix things. I think everything is fine. So yeah, now I can call this. Hopefully in 10 seconds this should give me my contract address. I mean, the contract address for our NFT marketplace, which we are calling exchange. Let's wait. Yeah, it's deployed to Polygon testnet. So now let's go here, and for convenience let's paste it here. That's good. So now let's copy it again. Now go back to your Polygon Mumbai scan. So as you can see here, we have minted an NFT, and that NFT had the ID number 0. So where is it? My approve. So if I want that that exchange contract, if I want that exchange contract to transfer my NFT to another Metamask account, I first need to approve that exchange contract. So as you can see, this is the my approve function that I have created. So now paste this one is the exchange contract address, okay, and this NFT ID is 0. So now if you click on write, it will prompt Metamask. We are not finished yet, but then we will close this screen and move on to the other step. Maybe in 30 seconds, it's okay, whatever. Just let me go down. Yeah. In the meantime, what we can do, we can create a flattened version of this file. So mpx hardhat flatten flattened.so. It's okay. And now let's go here again, copy everything, close this, and let's check if we have approved our NFT marketplace. Yes, it's been approved. So now it means that we are finished with the minting contract. This is minting contract. So now we can go to our exchange contract. Where is it's this address? Let's go to exchange contract. It's here. If I want to interact with this contract, I first need to upload its code. So I will say verify, compiler type single file, version 0.8.1, open source GPL version 3, continue. And let's copy paste the code that we have got here. I'm not a robot, of course, and publish it. So as this was a short code, I expect only a few seconds. Yes, it's done. So now let's go to our exchange. This exchange NFT marketplace, they are the same, they refer to the same contract, you understand me. So now let's go to write contract, and as you can see, this is my transfer. So I can send 0, it's okay. And the token ID, what is the NFT? What's the ID number of the NFT? It's 0, okay, 0. It's not 1, it's not 2, it's 0, because it was the first NFT that we minted. And actually we didn't mint any other NFT, so it's 0. And 2, for example, let me show you. I will again use my test accounts. So as you can see, this is my test account. So I will use now this test account, account 1. So I will copy its address and paste it here. But I want to show you my assets for now, so that you can see that. Yeah. Now you see that I don't have anything which is called Nusaybin. I mean, that NFT is not in this account yet, but I will be sending it by calling this function. So NFT contract address. What is NFT contract address? It's here. It means this minter address. Just copy it and paste it, and I guess it should work. Let's create it. Yeah, let's call the write function, but first we need to connect our Metamask. Actually, just a second, because I'm on the wrong account. So I should be on this account, because the thing is I want to send this one NSBN from my third account to my first account. And in this case it doesn't matter. This account could be any account on earth. I mean, it would give the same result. So I'm on this account. NFT contract address is right. To address is right. Token ID is right. So everything is fine. Now I can connect to Metamask. If I click on right, they should prompt me, and hopefully from my third account I will see that I have 0 NSBN, and on my first account I will have 1 NSBN. So let's confirm it. Wait a few seconds. You can actually follow the situation here. My transfer is done. Congratulations, Now it means that our NFT Marketplace contract was successful. And let me check if we still have, you see, 0 NSBN. It means that it has gone from this account to this account. So let's check, do we have? No. Why we don't have? Because we need to import it. Now let's import it. Just a second. Yes, token decimal 0. Yes, you see, we are successful. We have sent our NFT from our account to another account by using a third contract which acted like an exchange place, which means it can be later. I mean, if you put more functions inside, it can be NFT Marketplace actually. So it's done. And if I go to Opensea, I will see that. Let me go to Opensea first. Let's see if I am on the first account. Just a second. Yeah, I'm on the first account. NSBN is here. So now if I go to Opensea testnet, I should be able to see that NFT which has just arrived to this account. Let me see. It's not yet here. It should be in the hidden. Yeah, as you can see, it's here. YouTube Musaibin, so it means it's that this one came to us from another wallet. Okay, so yeah, of course you can unhidden it. So that's it. I hope this was useful, and I know it's a bit long, so I hope this was useful, and hope to see you next time. Bye bye.